Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Download!
This is Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
Change persona.
Nice, here at Download Festival. What I want to know, first of all, is how the fuck did you even get to Download Festival?
Oh, well, there was a form that we had to fill in to get onto the takeover stage. And, yeah, it was a competition, and it was our drummer that put us up. And when we got the message that we were chosen, we thought it was a scam. Like, we thought it was just someone just trying...
That's great.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like, how many bands was it was out of? Was it like thousands? 360, was that right? Applied? Or we're in the consideration process and like we got the slot and we just couldn't believe it when we found out.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many did they even pick out of 360? Do you know?
Is it like 6 or something like that?
6, yeah.
Yeah, something along
That's
those lines.
amazing.
Yeah.
We're absolutely gassed. It's an insane, incredible opportunity.
Right?
Yeah, it's the biggest thing we've ever done.
This is like hollow ground here, you know, and to win that competition, 360 other bands, man.
Yeah.
Like, either you're really, really good or they all really, really sucked.
Or we bribed them.
That could be true, too. But I doubt it.
Yeah.
I think it's that you're really, really good.
Oh, thank you.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think we just get really lucky sometimes, you know?
Well, sometimes luck plays into it, but you still have to have skill to get the luck.
100%. We've had some great compliments whilst we've been here. Like, people have been, like, really, really bigging us up. It's been lovely. It's been really nice to see. Really
Yeah,
nice
I want to hear about your experience here at Download, and, you know, so you performed at District X, right?
That's right, yeah.
And what was that like? Like, describe to me how that felt, what it was like, how people reacted, all that good stuff.
Well, I was shaking through the whole thing. I don't know about the guys, but there you go.
Yeah, I think the thing that really stood out to me was after we played our second song, we had a slight little gap just to talk to the crowd. And I was just like, hello, Download. And everyone's like, "Rah!" And I was like, oh, my God. The feedback was just absolutely incredible.
Oh, my God, that's great.
It's, like I say, it's the biggest thing we've ever done. And we just, like, have a taste for it now. And we just want to continue this.
You can't go back now.
No.
Now you got to get inside here in the arena
Absolutely.
and work your way to headline.
Yeah, that's next on the list. Yeah. We'll try our best.
So, describe your music to me as the artist, not a genre, but how you, the artist, would describe your music.
I guess like before people have used this kind of description of us, they've said if like Rise Against and Billy Talent had a baby and raised it in South London, that's changed persona. That's what we're kind of like. Yeah. So yeah, that kind of like punk rock, a little bit of alt rock mixed in with it too, but yeah, mainly that kind of fast, angry punk rock sound, I think.
I love that, and I love that there's uniqueness of the blending, because I find a lot of bands nowadays that are like dialing it in with formulas, they all just sound the same. You need bands like you that are going to use the influences but then create something unique.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, I think, Connor, you're the songwriter, aren't you? So it's just a case of we write what feels right and go with that rather than try and be pigeonholed into a certain sound or a certain box. I mean, you can probably elaborate.
Yeah, to be fair, when we first sort of started, I felt that when I was writing music, I felt quite limited because it was like, you're punk rock, so you need to stay in this box when you write.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's just like, oh, sod that.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I just want to write what sounds good, what I like to write, and you know, and the others have really gelled with it as well. They really enjoy it.
I think that's the best way to do it, because that's what makes you last. It's what makes you authentic. You can't last trying to be something you're not.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's why bands don't survive or break up or whatever, because you start hating what you're doing because it's not your passion.
Or you have albums where it's the same thing again and again and again, and you might just get burnt out doing the same sorts of things. Just, you know, experiment, have fun with it, I think.
Yeah, kind of like Ollie when they asked him about the music changing for Bring Me a Horizon. He's like, why do I want to write the same song over and over again? That's fucking boring.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the songs that they're making is fantastic.
Yeah.
So more power to them.
And it doesn't mean they didn't do the other stuff, but they already did the other stuff. And if you're an artist, you want to grow, you want to evolve, and as you learn your craft more, you want to experiment with other things. That's what keeps you interested.
I think that also just allows you to gain skills.
Yeah.
As you grow, like you've said, it's just like if you stay in a narrow little box, you only learn within that small little area. But then when you start getting influences everywhere else, you go, oh yeah, like that's how they do that, and that's how they do that, and you can really incorporate that into what you do and just continue to gain knowledge.
Yeah, like if you're a punk rock band, how do you learn the fourth chord if you don't expand?
Yeah, we have now. Yeah, it was very like power chord, power chord, power chord.
One thing I love is Status Quo. They
Yeah.
actually have an album that's called In Search of the Fourth Chord.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny as hell, man. Because it's true. Why it's 3 chords is because punk was basically developed so people that didn't know how to play music could be in a band. But then you learn how to play. So then you have to play the 4th chord because you only learn the 3 chords.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, that's great. What does he want to say?
Yeah, I mean, if we just stuck to a formula and done what we're quote-unquote supposed to do, well, we just sound like everyone else.
Exactly.
I think we've got a unique sound, and I think that's maybe why we were picked to do Takeover in the first place. Another advantage we've got, we're just mates from school. We decided to start a band at, what age were we? 15, 16.
And you're still friends.
And it's just stuck, and we haven't killed each other yet, which is nice.
Yet.
It's rare that happens too. You know, that especially when you start out in school, you know, how many people are even friends with their schoolmates, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. There's so many people that just drop off out of your life.
Totally.
But I think, like you've said quite a lot, is we're friends first.
Yeah.
And then we're in a band after. And that connection's just allowed us just to continue being a band just because we love to do it, we love each other. Yeah.
That's the longevity right there.
Yeah, I think that's why, like, when we started out, there were so many other bands on the same circuit that a year or two in would kind of drop out, stop being a thing. I think because we've always had that foundation of the first thing is we're friends first and bandmates second. That's what's allowed us to. It's like what 16 years now we've been going. That's what's kind of kept us going and not to fall apart like other bands eventually do because they.
Or they start hating each other, and you can totally tell, even if they stay together. Like, I love watching a band on stage where they're having fun, they're fucking around with each other, because then you know they're a family.
Well, at the end of the day as well, like the one thing that everyone needs to remember is when you're playing music, it's also about having fun. It's
Right.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? And you're also entertaining yourself.
And if you're not having fun, how am I having fun?
Exactly. It all reflects. You can tell, like you say. You see bands that are just sort of there for a paycheck maybe, or they're just there just to fill the gap. And it really reflects on their show, I think.
Or you end up like Jane's Addiction.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, man, that was insane. But that's what happens when you
Yeah.
try to force it.
Yeah.
There's a reason they didn't play for many years. Don't force it. You have to be friends first. Like, you guys are smart.
Yeah, yeah. That just keeps the glue together, right?
Yeah.
That keeps everything together. You have your foundation now because you have that friendship.
Totally.
Yeah, and just, well, it's your oyster after that, right?
That's right. I love your tattoo with the cassette tape.
Oh, thank you.
There's not many people in your age group that would want a cassette tape tattoo.
Yeah, man.
And I've had a lot of cassettes that look just like that, and or that I had to splice together. And,
Yeah.
and okay, so for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, he has a cassette tape tattoo, but then it has the tape part out of the cassette tape all twisted up. And any of you that ever had cassette tapes, you look at it and you know exactly what's happening there.
It's good. Yeah, the clef was a nice idea, I think. Yeah, I love, physical media generally. And yeah, there's just something about a tape. It just feels good to open and look at and feel and slot it in the
It's wild,
tape
right?
player. And luckily, I don't have to get my pencil in and start rewinding it.
Right.
I'm a little bit after that, but yeah, no,
I did that, by the way.
You did you?
I did.
Was it fun?
No. But what was even less fun was I had Blizzard of Oz on 8-track.
Oh, wow.
And I had to take a matchbook. You remember what those things are? Have you ever seen one?
Yeah.
Because,
Yep.
they don't really exist anymore. And you had to put it under the tape in the machine because otherwise it would be like, crazy train.
Really weird because I put my tape in the other day and it was doing that. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I pressed, because it's like a double cassette player.
Right.
And I pressed pause on the other one that had nothing in it. Then it all came back to life.
Look at that.
And I was like, what the hell happened?
See that?
That's weird.
And that's what life was like. It's like shit just fucked up, and you're like, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then here was the most annoying part. Okay, you had four tracks. It would fade out in the middle of a song to change tracks, and then fade back in. So if by some chance you can find something on YouTube or somewhere that has Mr. Crowley from an 8-track, literally in the middle of Mr. Crowley, it does that, and that's freaking annoying.
It sounds very annoying.
You can't listen to the whole song.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to. It's like
It
that.
goes away.
It's wild. So
Oh, what fun.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So the cassette tapes were a step up from that. But then, like on your arm, when it started eating your cassette,
Yeah.
oh my God, that was not fun.
Yeah, I did have another tape that got eaten. And I was like, oh, fantastic. Yeah, here we go again.
Right?
Yeah.
Plus, I come from the tape trading days. Like, we didn't have Spotify. There was like a little magazine, black and white paper magazine, and you wrote in, and they would send you a cassette tape. And like, I still have Metallica's demo tape.
Nice. Nice.
You can't tell what it sounds like at all because it was recorded over 50 times because that's how it worked. You just took, somebody got one, recorded another one, sent in. That's how the tape train went. So by the time you got it, it was like nothing. It was like,
wow.
kill them all.
What a good use of my time. Fantastic.
I know, right?
I remember taping songs off the radio as well.
Right.
In the day, and you'll be like there poised, just waiting for the precise moment to hit start.
And
but then the DJ would talk over the track, and you'll be like, "This is the best part, man!
Right?
Stop!"
I remember back in the day, there was in LA a station that they used to play live concerts, and you would record them. So
Nice.
you had a bootleg tape, but it wasn't bootleg because it wasn't the actual live show. It was on the radio you were taping it from.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
That's
you
good
can't-
idea.
I mean, maybe you could do that now. You put something on Spotify, connect your Spotify to your cassette player, and record it onto cassette.
Yeah, why not?
That's what you should do for your next album.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. We have
and
a
then
plan now.
And then you could sell the cassettes. I mean, Metallica's newest album, they sold cassettes. COVID brought back cassettes. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, I know vinyl was becoming a thing, but
But
that's
then
great.
we had the shortage of the vinyl, and they couldn't get the vinyl out. So so many bands were making cassettes from the COVID shortage of vinyl.
I've just noticed as well, going to shows, checking out the merch booth, like there are so many more bands selling cassettes now, and I think
Right.
there's like a real nostalgia about it as well. Like people, I think you grow up in this era, you don't have physical media as much.
Yeah.
And like even the next generation that just never even had CDs or whatever, they now see things like cassettes, and it's suddenly cool because it's retro.
I think the kids are missing out a lot because, like, when I was a kid, you bought an album, let's say an album, it was with cassettes too, with CDs too, and you would just listen to the whole album while you read the lyrics that came with the album. You didn't have to Google it, and there would be sometimes prizes in there like you could get. Who's playing behind us?
I don't actually know.
Bullet, isn't it?
Oh, is it Bullet?
Sounds like
Could
it.
be Bullet for my
Oh, it
Valentine.
is. It's
yeah,
Bullet.
on the main stage.
So
yeah.
that's going to be your background for your interview.
There we go.
You know, that's a pretty good background.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, and then you would just look at all the artwork, and some of them would come with booklets, and like it was just a whole sensory experience that kids today do not experience, and that's why they do track.
Yeah, I think also as well is have it, like you say, having the booklets to go through and just you can feel a bit more of a connection to the band or the music that you're listening to.
That's the point. You're connected to it, and you feel like you're getting your money's worth too.
Absolutely.
And I think like the other thing, it's almost led now because like the streaming way of doing things, people just want singles. They want individual tracks. Like we grew up from a generation, you'd listen to track 1 all the way through to track 10.
Yep.
That's not such a thing anymore. So like even for us strategically, like our last album, Perfect Fate World, you can find it on Spotify, everywhere else. But we done that like typical album style, 10 tracks or however many it was. But our next release we're going to start recording again in September. We're kind of having a rethink, and we think maybe we release in smaller batches but more often, because that whole listen to track 1 through to track 10 thing isn't what kind of listeners are doing anymore, which is a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame, and you know why they're not? Because they don't have to pay for this shit. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm a teenager. My money I'm scraping together like pennies to make sure I had enough money to buy the album. You make sure that you listen to that whole album many times
Oh, absolutely.
to get your money's worth. And so you don't respect free. Who cares? I'm not losing anything from it. Some of my favorite bands came from that because I didn't like the music at first. But I listened over and over, and I'm like,
Yeah, it grows on you. It grows on you.
Exactly, and they don't have that experience now.
I think it's because you also just don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Right? Choice is limited. So like you say, if you use the money that you scraped up to buy an album, you're like, not the best album, but what else are you going to listen to?
Exactly.
So you're just going to keep repeating and go, actually, you know what? It's growing on me. And music does do that. I think a lot of music out there, if you don't like it to begin with, if you kept on listening, it would grow on you.
Perfect
Guaranteed.
example. There's one album, totally unpopular opinion, that when I first heard the first time, I'm like, oh, this sucks. And now it's like one of my favorite albums ever, and that's Back in Black by AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
Great album, yeah.
Right? But at first I was like, what the fuck is this? I just threw my money away. You know? And that, I think, is part of the experience, you know? And yes, nowadays you have exposure to many more artists, and many more artists can put music out there. But that loyalty to the band and that like really loving music, like anybody gets in the car with me, every song that comes on the radio, I know every lyric.
Yeah,
and my kids will be like, how do you know the lyrics? Because I listen to this shit over and over again while I had the lyrics in front of me and just kept doing it over and over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
You know, whereas I wonder if you ask kids today that are listening to Spotify, how much of the lyrics besides the main like chorus line would they know the actual lyrics to the song?
Or the song name.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the thing,
yeah. Because you're just like, oh, it's just on a mixer in my pocket. I've just got headphones on. I'm not looking at what I'm listening to.
Like the maddest thing for me, I went to see Bring Me Horizon in London, like, I don't know, in the winter, like half a year ago, whatever. And Bad Omens was supporting. And I was like, oh, I don't know who Bad Omens are. And then as they were performing, I was like, oh, no, wait, I know this one from Spotify. And then they'd do another 3 or 4 songs, another one come up, and I'd be like, I know the chorus to this and everything. And it's because it's just an algorithm that throws this thing at you periodically. And like, I finished their set, and I was like, I knew like 6 of their songs.
Right?
And yeah, I went into the gig like, I don't know who they are. I'll check them out. And that's the crazy thing about streaming.
I was at a festival, and I was with somebody, and Incubus was playing. And every single song they played, oh, I didn't know this was them. Oh, that's what she said. I didn't know this was them. I didn't know this was them.
I had the exact same thing with Incubus. I really love the bands, but I'll listen to a song, I'll go, what's this called? I do the exact same thing, yeah.
See, there you go.
But we live in the shuffle generation now.
Totally. Now, how do people reach out to you on socials, on the web, buy your merch? Because they can't listen to my show unless they buy merch, because then you can't play anymore. And,
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, we're on every social. It's Change Persona, apart from YouTube, which is Change Persona Band. And we've got merch on our website, changepersona.com. and that's got updates and
it's key to stress because everyone gets our band name wrong. It's Change, not Changed. There's no D. Everyone's like, oh, you're Changed Persona. No, Change. So that typo.
it's Changing Person
Yeah,
or something
Changing
like that.
Person. Some other kind of
Right.
variation on our band name. But yeah, Change Persona.
Yeah, and you know what? It does make sense to me because I'm like thinking that would be a good gimmick. Like somebody says something to you, change persona. Like you're telling them to change their persona, but just say it like that.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
it could be like a new thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of what the band name was kind of about. It was a case of kind of like a middle finger to people who change who they are depending on who they're with to get the reaction they want. And
I
it's
know
like,
plenty like that.
yeah, and it's like you should just be your authentic self. Don't change who you are to fit in. Just like, if people don't like you, that's fine.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the same as music. What happened in the 80s? They changed the persona of these metal bands to make them hair metal, and it killed the metal scene.
Yeah, it's a massive shame, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and like you say, the more that you just do what you want to do, the more exciting things can be, and the more interesting things can
and
sound.
easier.
And easier, yeah.
Although, that being said, on the whole hair metal thing, I am super excited to see Steel Panther because they're like the
Oh my God.
parody of that hair metal thing.
Wait. It is the funniest shit ever. Have you seen them before?
Not live, but I've listened to them a lot, yeah.
Everybody that hated hair metal as an artist
Yeah.
is in the crowd loving it.
Yeah.
Like, I've stood next to Corey Taylor while he's watching.
No way.
Like, I wasn't with him. I was just standing there. I'm watching him. And he was so into it. Like, you're the singer of Slipknot, and this hair metal parody you're in love with. And it's like, everybody, like,
Yeah.
the heaviest people in metal love Steel Panther.
Yeah, they're just so good at what they do, aren't they? They just perfectly like parody it whilst also kicking ass at the same time.
Right, totally.
Yeah.
You know, it started out like a joke,
Yeah.
and it's become, they're like one of the biggest bands out there. It's so funny. And that's the hair metal even I can handle.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
I think that's also the interesting spin on things that you can do, right? When you want to do something you want to do and just like, not take yourself so seriously.
Totally.
Just have fun.
That's the
people-
key.
people
if
connect
you're
to it.
not having fun in this industry, it's the wrong industry. 'Cause
Absolutely.
there's a lot of shit,
Yeah.
you know? So the only payoff is having fun.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And you're not making money, so there's not that benefit either. So just have fun, whether you're the musician or the audience.
Well
That's
said.
what it's about.
Yep.
I also think that we need to, with all this unrest in the world, we need to have one music festival that the whole world is required to go to, because that will cure the whole world's problems. Forget everything else we're trying to do. Like, when at a festival are there people that aren't loving each other, being a family, and you're all different? There's no outsiders. We're all the same. Nobody's judging anybody. Nobody gives a shit what's going on. And you're just at peace with everybody.
Yeah, it's all community.
World peace. That's the way to solve it.
Yeah.
World peace is one big music festival.
Yeah, and with that, that's the reason I come here every year. Like, I've been coming here every year since 2011. The reason being, it's the best festival there is in the UK by a mile. And for 5 days, you forget all the crap that you've got going on at home, everything, and you're just in a field having fun with loads of other people that are doing the same thing.
And the best therapy ever.
It really is.
People wouldn't be so pissed off. I think the reason everybody's all pissed off is because we had 2 years without live music and no outlet to get it out.
That was a real difficult 2 years.
No doubt.
It really was.
It was like really hard for us to try and stay relevant and stay in people's minds at that point in time, because before we were gigging every week, and then it come to COVID and we were just trying to do just videos of us miming along to songs and stuff, just because you got to keep putting the content out there, you got to try and stay relevant. But how
Yeah.
do you do it when you can't gig, when you can't leave your house?
And the live stream shows are not a live show. It's not the same feeling.
Not the same. You can't get the same atmosphere
No.
watching on a screen.
No.
You can't. It's night and day between watching something on a screen and actually being in the
Even
actual...
for the band, it's like, how do they do it without a crowd that's interacting with them?
Yeah, that to me, that's a nightmare.
You feed off of it, like you said earlier, to tie it all together. It's like when they yelled back at you, it's like, oh my God.
There's no better feeling. You can't get that through a screen.
No,
absolutely
not at all.
not.
So, what else do you want to tell the listeners that they need to know about? What they need to get from you? Tour dates, anything that's going on?
We're playing Kingston upon Thames in London, Fighting Cocks, on June the 21st. So it's coming up quick, but yeah, Fighting Cocks is such an amazing venue. We played it a few times. We have a good time. We're also doing Rebellion Fringe. That's on the 10th of August. Yeah, so we're doing that one. And we're also hoping, well, we're recording in September as well. We've got new music coming.
Nice.
So we're really looking forward to that. And George has one more.
Yeah, we're also playing a punk festival in Uxbridge, just outside of London, on the 27th of September, as well as like an all-day thing, so that should be cool. But yeah, just I guess keep an eye on our socials. So it's like we said, at Change Persona everywhere, on all platforms pretty much. And yeah, we've got some new music dropping soon.
Love it. You guys fucking rock. Glad you were here at Download. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you very much for having us. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it.
Thanks for having us on the show. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.